Assalamu alaikum. Today we will start with the renal system. What are the function of the kidney and how the kidney can participate in the homeostasis? First of all, by the excretion of the metabolic waste product like urea, creatinine, uric acid, bilirubin, and so. And also it can eliminate another toxin, drugs, and another foreign substance. The kidney can regulate the water and electrolyte balances. It regulates the body fluid osmolality and electrolyte concentration. The kidney can regulate the arterial pressure. Also, it has a main role in the regulation of the acid-base balance. Secretion and metabolism and excretion of the hormones, the kidney can secrete erythropoietin and regulation of the 1,25 dihydroxyvitamin D3 production. Finally, kidney can synthesize glucose from the amino acids. Now we will talk about the physiological anatomy of the kidneys. First, general organization of the kidneys and urinary tract. The two kidneys lie on the posterior wall of the abdomen. They lie outside the peritoneal cavity. Each kidney of the adult human weighs about 150 grams, and it is about the size of the clenched fist. يعني إذا أنتم هسا غلقتم الهاندز مالتكم الهاند one hand السايز مال الكلوزد هاند هي يعني مقاربة للسايز مال your kidney. Okay. The kidney has outer cortex and inner medulla. The renal pyramids base originate at the border between the cortex and the medulla and terminate in the papillae. The papillae will project in the renal pelvis. The outer border of the pelvis has major calyces that divided into minor calyces. The walls of the all calyces, pelvis, ureter all contain contractile elements that help to propel the urine toward the bladder. So now we will discuss what we said before on this picture. This both two kidney occur or lie at the posterior wall of the abdomen. Then these ureters exit from the kidney into the bladder. Then this the urethra. What about the kidney? This is the dissection of the kidney. It has the outer part which is called cortex, renal cortex. هذا كله renal cortex وهذه renal medulla. هذه الرينال pyramid اللي حكينا عنها البيسمنت مالتها originate between at the border between renal cortex and renal medulla. Then it will project into the أو تصب into the minor calyces, high minor calyces, minor calyces. هذه الماينر calyces will coalesce تتجمع وتصب لنا in the major calyces. هاي الميجر calyces. الميجر calyces أيضا it will collect and will empty into the renal pelvis. هذا renal pelvis. Then the renal pelvis will empty to the into the ureter. Okay. Now we will talk about renal blood supply. The renal artery will enter the kidney through the hilum, and then it will branch progressively to form the interlobular artery, then arcuate arteries, then interlobular arteries, and then give us afferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole, which will branch many times and lead to formation of the glomerular capillaries. Then the distal end of this glomerular capillaries will coalesce to form the efferent arteriole. This efferent arteriole, then it will lead to the second capillary network, which is called peritubular capillaries that surround the renal tubules. The renal circulation, due to this characteristic which we talk about it, is unique because only in the renal system or in the renal circulation there is double type of the capillaries. So we have here in the renal system glomerular and peritubular capillaries, which are arranged in a series يعني متتابعة, and they are separated by ايش؟ by the efferent arterioles اللي هو طلع خلف الجلوميرولار. The peritubular capillaries empty into the vessels of the venous system اتيالي وغا كل نهاية arteries capillaries, then أشيجينا venous system, which this venous system run parallel to the arterial vessels and progressively forms interlobular vein, arcuate vein, interlobar vein, and renal vein. And renal vein will leave the kidney beside the renal artery and ureter. Now, the renal artery will give us interlobar arteries. The interlobar arteries will give us arcuate arteries. Then, the arcuate arteries will give us interlobular arteries. Then, the interlobular artery will give us afferent arteriole اللي هي هون راح تتكبر. هذه الافرنت arteriole. الافرنت arteriole will give us many branches تعمل لنا الجلوميرولس الكبيبة. بعد ذلك الكابيلاري branches from the glomerulus will coalesce تتجمع حتى تعطينا الافرنت arteriole. هذا الافرنت arteriole. الافرنت arteriole بدوره راح يعطينا many branches حتى يعمل لنا another peritubular capillary. another peritubular capillary هاي كلها بالأحمر peritubular capillary راح تكون حوالين التيوبيول. زين بعدين هذه ال peritubular capillary will empty into the will empty into the vessels of the venous system, which run parallel to the arterial vessels and progressively form interlobular vein, arcuate vein, and interlobar vein, and finally will give us renal vein, which will leave the kidney beside the renal artery and ureter. Now, the nephron is a functional unit of the kidney. What is the nephron? Each kidney in the human contain about 1 million nephron. يعني كل كلية تحتوي على 1 million of the nephron. Each of the nephron is capable able to forming urine. It has the ability to forming urine. The kidney cannot regenerate the new nephron. ايش معناتها؟ The kidney cannot regenerate the new nephron. يعني معناتها اي شخص صار عنده car accident، اي حادث انضغب على الكلية، صار عنده death بالنفرون، هذا النفرون البشر خصب هذه النفرون مالته، الكلية ما حتعمل لا regeneration ولا ترجع إلى عملها الطبيعي. اوكي. أيضا after age of 40 the nephron number decrease with aging. زين، إنش قد راح نكبر راح عدد النفرون يقل أيضا. each نفرون، إيش معنات النفرون وماذا يتكون النفرون؟ يحتوي على الجلوميرولس and long tubule. إذا لما نقول نفرون معناتها الجلوميرولس and a long tubule. So, the glomerulus, which is a branching and anastomosing of the capillary. مثل ما ذكرنا الجلوميرولس هي الكبيبة، هي عبارة عن التفرعات والتشابكات من الكابيلاريز that have a high hydrostatic pressure. الهيدروستاتيك pressure فيها كلش عالي. It is about 60 millimeter mercury than other capillary، يعني أعلى من الكابيلاريز السابقة، من الكابيلاريز الموجودة من in all the body. The total glomerulus is encased in Bowman capsule. يعني هذه الجلوميرولس الكبيبة حولها ايش راح يكون؟ البومان كبسول. The fluid will filtered from this glomerular capillary من البلاد اللي موجود اللي بالجلوميرولار capillaries. The fluid will filtrate, then will flow into the Bowman capsule, then into the وغى البومان كبسول. ايش راح يجينا؟ البروكسيمال تيوبيول اللي راح يكون موقعه in the cortex. Then وغى البروكسيمال تيوبيول راح يجينا loop of Henle which is deep into the renal medulla. Each loop consists of descending and ascending limb. The wall of the descending limb and lower end of the ascending limb are very thin, called thin segment of loop of Henle. After that, the ascending limb of the loop returned part way back to the cortex. Its wall will become thicker, called thick segment of the ascending limb. At the end of the thick ascending limb is a short segment which is a block شوية أثخن on the wall called macula densa. خلف الماكيولا densa or beyond the macula densa, the fluid will enter the distal tubule in the renal cortex. هسا خلينا نشوف هذه الجلوميرولس زين عيني، وهذه البومان كبسول. قلنا الفلويد راح يترشح من الجلوميرولس الى البومان كبسول، يجي وراها البروكسيمال تيوبيول. هذا كله البروكسيمال تيوبيول. شوفوا وين موقعه in the cortex. هاي الكورتكس، وهذا الخط راح يقسم لنا بين الكورتكس وبين الميدلا. اذا البروكسيمال تيوبيول موجود in the cortex. بعدين راح يجي لنا هذا descending segment loop of Henle. loop of Henle عنده descending segment و ascending segment loop of Henle. descending and the first half or the lower half of the loop of ascending loop of Henle have a thin wall. شوفوا شلون thin wall. زين. بعد ذلك ال upper part of the ascending loop of Henle have thick wall. It's called thick segment of ascending limb of loop of Henle. زين. هذا ال loop of Henle ويصب تدب into the medulla، يكون مغموس بالميدلا. بعد ذلك خلف ascending thick segment of ascending limb راح تجينا هوني فدبلاك تثخنات مكان شوية أثخن من التيوب يعني من حواليها، اسمها ماكيولا دنسا. هاي خلوها ببالكم اللي راح نذكرها بعد شوية، ماكيولا دنسا. زين. الماكيولا دنسا بعدها راح يجينا الديستال تيوبيول، تصب لنا بالديستال تيوبيولز. هذا الديستال تيوبيولز أيضا راح يمشي أو occur in the cortex. الديستال تيوبيول بعد ذلك راح يعطينا connecting tubule or collecting tubule. بعد ذلك هذا نسمينه cortical collecting tubule، يتجمعون يعطونا cortical collecting tubule. بعد ذلك راح اما تنزل راح تسمى medullary collecting tubule، وبعد ذلك راح تعطينا تتجمع عدة medullary collecting tubule من عدة نيفرونز تعمل لنا collecting duct وحدي اللي هي راح تنزل إلى البابيلي وهكذا to the pelvis. Okay, so after the distal tubule, the distal tubule is followed مثل ما قلنا قبل شوية by the cortical collecting tubule, which is then cortical collecting will become cortical collecting duct. The initial part of 8 to 10 cortical collecting duct will join together to form a single larger collecting duct that runs downward into the medulla and become the medullary collecting duct. The collecting duct will combine to form progressively large duct مثل ما قلنا that empty in the renal pelvis through the tips of the renal papilla. In each kidney, there are about 250 of the very large collecting duct, each of which collect urine from about 4,000 nephrons. Now we will talk about the regional difference in the nephron structure. We have two types of the nephron: cortical and juxtamedullary nephron. هذا التسمية جتنا من الوضع التشريحي or anatomical position of the nephron. So, cortical nephron. What is cortical nephron? Or what is the characteristic of the cortical nephron? It have the glomeruli, which is located at the outer cortex. يعني البوزيشن مال النفرون راح يكون بالكورتكس and ما بس بالكورتكس at the outer part of the cortex. And they have a short loop of Henle which penetrates only a short distance into the medulla. And also it have an extensive network of the peritubular capillary. Okay. This is the cortical nephron and this is juxtamedullary nephron. What is the difference between them? The cortical nephron has the glomerulus which lie at the outer part of the cortex بعيدا عن الميدالة. It has short loop of Henle with dip slightly in the medulla, and it have extensive peritubular capillary. But the juxtamedullary nephron has the glomerulus which lie deeply in the cortex. So this here it's located in the cortex but near the medulla, and it has a long tubule, a long loop of Henle which dip deeply in the medulla, and then it has a long efferent arteriole which also dip deeply in the medulla, then will give the branches for peritubular capillaries. Then this peritubular capillaries which called vasa recta, which then will end in the venous system and return back to the renal vein. This called vasa recta. This peritubular capillary called vasa recta. So, for juxtamedullary nephron, it's about 20 to 30% of the nephrons. It's have the glomeruli that lie deep in the renal cortex near the medulla. They have long loops of Henle that dip deeply into the medulla, in some cases all the way to the tips of the renal papillae. They have long efferent arteriole extend from the glomerular down into the outer medulla, and then divided into specialized peritubular capillary called vasa recta, that in the vasa recta that extend downward into the medulla, lying side by side with the loop of Henle, and then like loop of Henle, the vasa recta will return toward the cortex and empty into the cortical vein. Urine formation. Urinary excretion rate will equal to the glomerular filtration rate, GFR. Glomerular filtration rate means GFR minus tubular reabsorption rate plus tubular secretion rate. So this number one mean filtration of the fluid from the glomerulus into Bowman capsule. Here absorption will be absorption from the tubule to the peritubular capillary. Here number three, secretion is secretion substance from the peritubular capillary to the tubule, and 4 excretion, urinary excretion. The renal handling, we have 4 hypothetical substances. Either there's some type of the substance, it will be filtered and will be no absorption and no secretion. All the filtered substance will go out out with the urine. Second type of substance, it will be filtrate and then will reabsorb into the peritubular capillary and go some of it or part it of to the blood, and another part will go out to the urine. Some type of the substance will be completely reabsorbed, will filtrate and then completely reabsorb to the blood, and nothing of it will pass out with the urine. Another type of the substance will be filtrate and then will secreted from the blood. The same substance will secreted from the blood completely to the tubule, and all of it will go out to the out with the urine. Why large amount of the solute are filtered, high GFR, and then reabsorbed by the kidney? Why large amount of the solute are filtered, that means high glomerular filtration rate, and then reabsorbed by the kidney? First of all, high GFR help us to remove waste product from the body rapidly. كلما كانت هناك عمليات glomerular filtration rate كثيرة، كلما يتخلص الجسم من الwaste products بسرعة. Secondly, high GFR allow the entire plasma to be filtered and proceed about 60 times each day, because the plasma volume is 3 liters and the GFR is about 180 liters per day. So this allows the kidney to precisely and rapidly control the volume and composition of the body fluid. الهاي GFR allow the plasma، يعني تسمح انه البلازما راح يصير بينه filtration and processing 60 مرة باليوم. شلون حسبوها؟ لأنه الجلوميريولا عملية الريت of the glomerular filtration rate هي 180 لتر per day، وإحنا عندنا البلازما فوليوم 3 لترز، إذا 180 تقسيم 3 60 مرة راح يعني يترشح البلازما ويتخلص من الويست برودكت، وهذا يعني يجعل لنا الكدني بدقة وبسرعة تسيطر على الفوليوم and composition of the body fluid. Glomerular filtration, it is the first step in the urine formation. Urine formation begins with the filtration of the large amount of the fluid through the glomerular capillary into Bowman capsule. What are the composition of the glomerular filtrate؟ يعني بعد ما صار filtration of the fluid from the glomerulus من الكبيبة إلى البومان كبسول، أشني مكونات هذا الجلوميرولار filtrate اللي ترشحت وصارت now in the tubule. The composition of the glomerular filtrate is the same as plasma except هي نفس البلازما، ولكن ما عدا أولا it has no protein and cellular element including red blood cell. يعني الجلوميرولار filtrate اللي راح تنزل بالتيوبيول ما بها نهائيا بروتين زيرو، أيضا ما بها سيل مثل red blood cell وما شابه. Secondly, a few low molecular weight substances as calcium, fatty acid, they are not freely filtered because they are partially bound to the plasma protein. يعني اكو بعض المولكيولز يعني هي ممكن تترشح من خلال الجلوميرولس into the tubule مثل الكالسيوم والفاتي اسيد، بس هي ما تترشح كليا، ولكن جزئيا ممكن نصها. ليش؟ لأنه نصفها مرتبط بالبلازما بروتين، والبلازما بروتين ما ممكن يترشح النورمال بيرسون، ولهذا راح تضطر انه ما راح تنزل in the glomerular filtrate. glomerular capillary membrane. ما هي مكونات أو طبقات glomerular capillary membrane حتى تسمح لنا بهذه الكم من الفلتريشن؟ The glomerular capillary membrane has 3 major layers instead of 2 in other capillaries. يعني كل الكابيلاريز عندها 2 layers. in the renal or in the glomerular it has 3 major layers واللي هي من الاندوثيليوم, a basement membrane and epithelial cell اللي تسمى bodycyte. Despite the 3 layers, بالرغم من مع انه glomerular capillary membrane have 3 layers, it filters several hundred times as much as usual capillary membrane, which is due to the special characteristic اللي راح نذكرها. يعني بالرغم من أنه هي تحوي على 3 طبقات وليس طبقتين مثل بقية الجسم، ولكنها راح عندها قابلية للفلتريشن several hundred times أكثر من الكابيلاري الأخرى. ليش؟ لأن الكابيلاري endothelium is perforated by thousands of small holes which is called fenestrae. زين؟ يعني الاندوثيليوم كله مثقب ب thousands of the فتحات صغيرة تسمى fenestrae. Secondly, the basement membrane also has large spaces اللي تسمح لنا for filtration. Thirdly, the epithelial cell layer are not continuous but have long foot-like process which is called bodycyte that encircle the outer surface of the capillary. This photoprocess are separated by a slit pores. هاي السليت pores تسمح لنا بالفلتريشن كثيرة. Now, this is the membrane, glomerular membrane. It consists of a 3 layer, the endothelium, which have multiple holes called fenestrae تسمح من خلالها الفلتريشن. بعد البيسمنت membrane which has أيضا spaces تسمح للفلتريشن, and which is large spaces, and the epithelium which has foot-like which is called bodycyte ما بينها أكو slits pore اللي تسمح بالفلتريشن. Despite the high filtration of the glomerular capillary membrane, it has a high degree of selectivity. يعني مع انه has high filtration rate ولكنه اكو selectivity كبيرة بالفلتريشن. High selectivity of the glomerular capillary membrane depend on ليش تكون يعني selective. ايش الكابيلاري membrane of the glomerular selective لبعض السبستانس وغير selective للأخر due to first size of the molecular. Filterability is inversely related to the size of the molecular. يعني كل ما كانت الموليكولر كبيرة ما حتطيق تنزل من خلال الفلتريشن pore and slit and space اللي حكيناها. ثانيا electrical charge of the molecular. Negatively charged molecular are restricted during filtration, unlike positively charged molecular of equal size. This is due to negative charge present in all 3 layers of the glomerular capillary membrane, which restrict filtration of a plasma protein. يعني أنه إذا كان عندنا 2 molecules بنفس الحجم مسموح بها انه يعني من الحجم اللي ممكن ينزل، ولكن وحدي بوزيتيف ووحدي نيجاتيف. البوزيتيف تنزل والنيجاتيف ما تنزل. ليش؟ لانه الثري لايرز بها نيجاتيف تشارج سو ات ويل ريبيل يعني تعمل تنافر او ترفض النيجاتيف موليكيولز فتمنع من نزوله. والدليل على ذلك انه عندنا الديامتر اوف ذا البومين اللي هو بروتين هو 6 nanometers, whereas the pore of the glomerular membrane are about 8 nanometer, but albumin it will restricted from filtration ما حيستطيع ينزل ما حيصير بينه filtration. Now, the net filtration pressure represents the summation of the forces which include force of all the glomerular hydrostatic pressure اللي هي equal to the 60 mm mercury واللي يرمز لها PG. This it will promote filtration. يعني كلما زاد الهيدروستاتيك pressure in the glomerular capillary كلما زاد الفلتريشن، زاد الجلوميرولار filtration rate. ثانيا عندنا الهيدروستاتيك pressure in the Bowman capsule which is equal to the 18 mm mercury يرمز له بالPB. It's occur outside the capillary. هذا البومان كبسول هيدروستاتيك بريشر it oppose filtration. يعني كلما زاد الهيدروستاتيك بريشر in the بومان كبسول كلما راح تقل الجلوميرولار فلتريشن بريشر. طبعا اما ممكن هذا يحدث في حالات مرضيه، مثلا اكو انفكشن يعمل تضيق بالتيوبيوس، اكو تيومرز، كل هذه راح تزيد الهيدروستاتيك بريشر in the بومان كبسول وبالنتيجه حيقل الجلوميرولار فلتريشن ريت. ايضا الفورس الاخرى هي the colloid osmotic pressure of the glomerular capillary plasma protein. عادة تعرفون الكولويد اوزموتيك بريشر دائما من نسمعه it's related to the plasma protein. هذا عادة normally هو 32 ملم mercury. عادة this colloid osmotic pressure of the glomerular capillary it will oppose filtration. يعني كلما زاد راح يقلل لنا الفلتريشن. رابعا الكولويد osmotic pressure of the protein in the Bowman capsule normally which is equal to the zero. ليش؟ لأنه احنا قلنا البروتين ما ممكن normally يصير بينه filtration وينزل إلى البومان كبسول، ولكن في حالات مرضية ممكن ينزل و يعني في إذا نزل it will promote filtration، راح يزيد لنا الفلتريشن. So the net filtration pressure it will be equal to glomerular hydrostatic pressure اللي هي 60 minus Bowman capsule hydrostatic pressure اللي هي 18 minus colloid osmotic pressure of the glomerular capillary plasma protein which is equal to the 32 plus 0 اللي هو Bowman capsule osmotic colloid osmotic pressure. Okay, it's totally it's equal to the positive or plus 10 millimeter mercury plus 10 with the filtration. يعني 10 مرات يصير بها glomerular يعني plus 10 with the filtration حتى يصير filtration. زين، وهذه الصورة تبين لنا هذه glomerular capillary. So شوفوا شلون glomerular hydrostatic pressure اللي هي 60 promote filtration. البومان كبسول pressure اللي هي 18 تعاكس الفلتريشن. glomerular colloid osmotic pressure 32 it will opposite filtration as well. والمحصلة مثل ما قلنا حتكون 10 is net filtration pressure. Thank you.